What's up, guys? Or guy? It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in West Central Florida. So, figured I'd take a walk, maybe break a sweat here on the campus of PHCHOU 812 LMNOP. So, figured I'd start up the old record a phone and talk to myself while I do this. Should I go the other way? I'm going counterclockwise right now on campus. So, here comes a guy in a golf cart. I didn't see a golf course anywhere near here. Should ask him for my pitching wedge. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that vine. I don't know if anybody remembers, but when I was a kid, back when there were literally 5 television stations, and that was it. The UHF channels in my area, it was channel 28 and channel 44. And channel 44 was WTOG, was their call letters and their jingle or tagline, whatever you call it. It was WTOG, as far as the eye can see. And I remember the jingle, WTOG, as far as the eye can see. What the hell was I talking about? So, Tarzan would come on because it was like old as hell and might have even been in the public domain for all I know. But those old Johnny, what the hell was his name? Johnny Westmuller or Westmiser? Something like that. Johnny something or other was Tarzan. And boy, you want an example of like what would be considered racist shit in today's modern age. Oh, those little handles. I gotta get those. Let's just say they did not depict stuff super politically correct. When I get those damn handles, they look like they're nickel. Anyways, so he lived like in the jungle. I think the story behind Tarzan was that he was a baby and these Europeans took a safari and like these savage natives or whatever kidnapped his ass and raised him in the jungle or something like that. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, he would like live in the trees and shit, and he would swing from tree to tree on these vines, like the one we just saw back there. And they were terrible movies. They're so dumb. And I remember this one that my grandma, Christine Scheller, God rest her soul, one of the most beautiful persons to ever walk this earth. She said, watch this one, because this is the one where he goes to New York. So I forget how and why. I was literally like in elementary school when I watched this bullshit. But this motherfucker goes to New York somehow, and they're chasing him because, you know, it's the old fish out of water trope. You take one person from one culture, you stick him in another culture, and, you know, calamity and hilarity follow. Very old trope. You know, it's no different than Crocodile Dundee. He comes to New York, and that's not a knife, it's a knife. Well, yeah, that big-ass knife. Fucking everybody has that back in Australia, but you bring it to New York, and your stereotypical black gang member is going to freak out because it's so much bigger than his stupid little switchblade. That fucking movie was great. Oh, so the vine. So anyways, he was swinging from tree to tree on these dumbass vines. And, you know, that vine back there does not look very sturdy. I don't think you could swing from a tree on that fucking vine. I thought she was going to turn. Why are you waiting for me if you ain't turning, lady? Turn, bitch. Anyways, Johnny Weissmuller would have fallen to his death if he was really swinging from vines. That's all I'm saying. Oh, and then I guess, like in the original Tarzan canon, they're like, man, he's got to get himself a woman. He's out there banging all them monkeys. He might start a pandemic in about 3 or 4 decades in the early 80s if he's out there screwing all them damn monkeys. So they gave him Jane. I forget how the hell she got out there. I don't think it much matters. She was probably a redhead, but we don't know because all that shit back then was in black and white. By the way, how many people thought that the world used to be black and white because of all the old shit on TV, like the Three Stooges and Tarzan and what was Our Gang? The Little Rascals. I mean, we'd watch all those old dumbass movies. We'd watch that shit. It was all in black and white. If you're in kindergarten, you didn't know film was black and white. You didn't know what the hell film was. Everything was a documentary when you're in kindergarten. Hey, Mom, here's a documentary about 3 idiots moving a piano, poking each other in the eyes. Dude, I don't know if it's official. That was the same girl. What is she, Daytona 500, this place? I don't know if we're officially in a drought. But I know unofficially we are in a drought. It hasn't rained. We haven't had a good rain this whole year yet. We need some freaking rain up in here. They say it's going to rain this weekend. I'll believe it when I see it. But yeah, we need rain. The ponds need rain. My ugly ass viburnums need rain. Mr. Tree needs rain. Mr. Tree is my butterfly orchid tree in my front yard. And when it doesn't rain, he looks a little peaked. Man, when the rains come and his roots are all full of water, woo! He grows fast. You could literally watch it grow overnight. It's really, oh man. I wish I had one. I used to have a GoPro. My freaking kid lost it, or it was stolen. And he was in DCI. And for all you laymen out there, DCI is Drum Corps International. Or, if you're Spanish, El Drumo Corpo Internacional. And he would put my GoPro on his melon and march around, play his trumpet and shit, and his flugelhorn. Awesome. So my GoPro has one of those, things where you can record something over a super long period of time. Or does it take like one picture every minute or 2 minutes or whatever you can program it? I could put it on my tree the day it's raining and just record it for like 48 hours and see what that does to it. I think I'll do that. I can't do it because my GoPro was stolen by some cretin little shit on Spirit of Atlanta. They got robbed. They were easily top 10. And they got 13th place. Total fucking robbery. Oh well. Alright, where the hell are we? In the North 40 yet? Yeah, looks like it, huh? Any more vines we can swing from? Whew. Oh, God, watch. She's gonna hit a speed bump with that gay little fucking BMW. How about you not do 40 in a fucking parking lot? You cunt. There's a vine. There you go. Come on, Johnny. Get your white ass up there. Boy, if they couldn't even make that movie today. You couldn't even put a black dude in that role. Because of racial stereotyping. So, and that's fine. Well, actually, didn't they remake it with, like, Brendan Fraser? They put a Jewish dude in the role. Wait a minute, is he Jewish? He was Jewish in that one movie where he went to college and he stood out in the rain like an asshole and called everyone cowards because they didn't want to get wet. That movie was awesome, though. What the hell was that called? I think it was called The Jewish Cadet. No, that doesn't sound right. Anyways, wasn't he Tarzan? Or am I thinking of something else? Or, no. What the hell was he in? But didn't they make a Tarzan like in the 80s? And it had, what's that dude's name that played Sid Vicious in Sid and Nancy? Didn't he play Tarzan in a movie? I don't know. I could easily Google this shit, but I don't care. But I do remember seeing that Tarzan movie, like, later on in my childhood, like in my teens. And some rich-ass white European dude was trying to show Tarzan how to shave. And it was with a straight razor, obviously. Because they didn't have fucking Gillette with the 4 stupid razors and shit back then. And I remember Rich Honky pointing at the mirror and saying, "Mirror." Tarzan going, "Mirror." And then holding up the straight razor. 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 And now, because I have fucking ADHD, and at least if you ask my daughter, she thinks I'm autistic. I'm not. I asked my wife, and she said, probably not. I'm like, what the fuck you mean, probably not? That's a pretty easy yes and no question that the guy you've been married to for 25 fucking years just asked you. Never come up before. Honey, Grace thinks I'm autistic. Do you agree? What do you mean, There's no let me think. Well, keep in mind that my wife is a social worker, and her specialty is in like working with kids and stuff, and working not only with kids but with like some of the worst ones out there and crap. So she deals with all kind of shit, including like autism, ADD, the whole fucking gambit of childhood dipshittery. So the only reason I bring that up is because she diagnoses that shit. She's a mandated reporter. She could Baker Act your ass, all that crap, man. Honey, what do you think? Well, I mean, there's like a bunch of different things you have to consider. And, I mean, I don't really, maybe not. All right, well, that's a vote of confidence from my life partner, the person to whom I swore in front of friends, family, and the God Almighty to love and cherish in sickness and in health until one of us croaks. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, razor. So, I was just texting my buddy Keith about this yesterday. There are certain words and phrases that, and this has literally been going on my entire life. I'm 50 something. My goddamn earbud keeps falling out. Make sure it doesn't turn shit off. It does that sometimes. Alright, what was I saying? Certain phrases and words that if I hear them, I generally have to repeat them to myself or to whomever the way that word is in my memory. Goddamn, maybe I am autistic. Now that I'm talking this out loud with actual words. And one of those words is razor. First of all, if I see a straight razor, I'm going to call it a razor. But if I hear someone else talk about razors, I will say razor. Another one is punitive damages. If I hear that phrase, I have to say it like Saul Rosenberg from the... most of the shit's from the Jerky Boys, by the way. So I have to say it like Saul Rosenberg. Punitive damages. Or if I hear, actually from that same vein, sue or sue you. I'll sue you, sue everyone. Punitive damages. I was on a scooter with a little side cart, and I was drinking, and I was going up and down, whippity whap in the neighborhood. And I ran people over, and they was injured. So can I sue them? Sue them? Why would you sue them? Punitive damages. This hurts, sir. Let's see, what's another one? If I hear anyone ever say piece by piece, I then repeat it like Slayer. Piece by piece! Their classic song called Piece by Piece. from shit, I can't remember the name of that album. I've only listened to it 17,000 times. You know, the one with, oh, Rain and Blood. Rain and Blood from a lacerated sky. Oh, if I hear the word master, I have to say, master! And then, if I hear the term master bedroom, I go, master bedroom! I'm all, you know what, she's right. Now that I'm saying this out loud to myself into my phone, there's no way in hell I'm not. At least, like they say, it's a spectrum now, right? So let's just say it's like a Google review, an autistic Google review, 1 to 5 stars. I mean, I at least got like a 0.5 or maybe even a 1-star tism. But does that mean you're autistic, or you just got a little bit of the... See, when I was growing up, if you were autistic, you were fucking autistic as shit, all right? That's just the way it was. You had 5-star tism. And then, when I was an adult, and like, I remember early in my relationship with my wife, she would talk about Asperger's. That's another one, Asperger's. What do you do, make a burger out of the cow's ass or something? So, Asperger's was like the clinical way of saying, you got autism, but it ain't that bad. You have Asperger's. You have burgers up your ass or some shit, I don't know. But now, they don't even... Oh, and I think the reason why they changed it was because of who it was named after. I don't know if this is right or if I made this shit up. I think I made it up, but I think like Dr. Asperger. I think Dr. Asperger was like a Nazi sympathizer or something like that, you know, one of these fucks that or like was all about the eugenics or something. I don't know, I forget. But I'm almost positive that that Dr. first of all, can you imagine being named Asperger? And he was from Germany. Hey, Asperger, what are you doing, fun boy? You want to burger my ass or something? Can we play? Look at your Aryan nose. Very cute, da. Anyways, he was one of them bigoted things. Mofos, I think. I mean, I might be disparaging him. Completely unjustified. I might be thinking of Dr. Mengele. And getting Asperger confused with Mengele Burger. That was a popular hangout down in Brazil. Come on down to the Mengele Burger and get the number 2 special. Wait a minute, now I'm talking like... That's Austrian. That's Arnold. Da! Come on down. We will pump you up. Hey, buddy. I can't back out unless you move your shitty little white car. Alright, I have to pay attention. Okay, so for a little coda, I did some research. And Brendan Fraser was in George of the Jungle, not Tarzan. So, George of the Jungle, live action comedy film starring Brendan Fraser, blah, da, 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 da. We remember George of the Jungle, fast as you can be. George of the jungle, watch out for that tree! Boing, he'd smash into it. Who's the hottie? Ursula Stanhope? Who the hell is that? Well, anyways, so he was George of the Jungle. And the movie about it wasn't actually called what the hell did I call it? The Jewish Cadet? No, it was called School Ties. And I think it was like his first starring role. I saw this with my friend Keith, the guy earlier. And we saw it in the theaters. And he goes to this hoity-toity school. I forget how he got a prize scholarship or something. I think he played football. And then they all found out he was a Jew. And they, oh my goodness, we're, sleeping next to a Jew. We can't have that. And, I've only seen it the one time in the theaters, but I do. Holy shit, is that, hey, what's his name? Paktikar and Harvard Yard guy. The hell's his name? The one that's in all the, Scorsese movies. I don't know, whatever. You know who it is, that dude. Matt Damon. How did I forget? Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. And Rosie O'Donnell. Look at that. Rosie O'Donnell, Brendan Fraser, Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon. We're in School Ties. Now, the Tarzan movie came out in 84, and it was called Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes. And it wasn't with the Sid and Nancy dude. I guess it was with, the hell was his name? Christopher Lambert? I don't know who this dude is. Let's see. He doesn't look like a Tarzan. But Andie MacDowell, she was in, was it Heat or something? Where she gets banged in a refrigerator or something? Man, she was a sexy broad. God damn, Andie MacDowell. Anyways, so that is Greystoke, the legend of whatever. Sid and Nancy was starred Gary Oldman, and I also saw this in the theaters with my friend Keith, and I think I was with my friend Steve Cannon, who gave me my one and only tattoo. I remember him telling me, remember the garbage that was raining down on them? It symbolized that they were junkies. And I'm not even thinking, symbolized they were junkies. Dude, it was just about a couple of fucking hopheads and shit. But anyways, he's probably right, though. So Sid and Nancy, I only saw that one time, too, and it was in the theaters. Nancy Spungen. What a douche. And then, of course, finally, Asperger's. So, I was right. He was German. Johann Friedrich Karl Asperger. And he is an Austrian, close enough, Austrian, German. There was another dude who came from Austria that went over to Germany and made waves. What the hell was his name? I don't know. I forget. Anyways, so he's the namesake of Asperger syndrome. So it's not burger, like, gonna eat a burger. But remember when I said something about Nazi involvement allegations? This is fucked. So one dude that came along later said Hans Asperger did not violate the professional medical ethics during the Nazi period. So, Asperger managed to accommodate himself to the Nazi regime and was rewarded for his affirmations of loyalty, blah, blah, blah. So, where in the hell? Where did I find it? The story of Hans Asperger, Nazism, murdered children, post-war. Historical research has now shown that Asperger, a well-adapted cog in the machine of a deadly regime, deliberately referred disabled children to the clinic am Spiegelgrund, where he knew that they were at risk of being killed. The eponym Asperger syndrome ought to be used with awareness of its historical origin. So anyways, Edith Schaeffer, she's some scholar, history broad, wrote in 2018, Asperger cooperated with the Nazi regime, including sending children to the Am-Spiegelgrund clinic, which participated in the euthanasia program. Now, euthanasia doesn't mean they rounded up all these, slightly autistic kids and sent them to Japan and China. No, euthanasia means they put them down, which is a euphemism for they murdered these poor little fucking kids. But that's according to Schaeffer. Asperger supported the Nazi goal of eliminating children who could not fit in with the Volk people in German. Volk? Like Volkanovsky? What the hell is Volk? German noun Volk translate to people, both uncountable, Vitavat, Wooden, Dieden, the Mort. I don't know what that means. So anyways. So, I don't know. The ball is up in the air about Hans Asperger, but I do believe they changed the name because of that shit. You know what? They probably should. I mean, he's fucking long dead. You don't give a shit. What's he gonna do? Posthumous adoption of Asperger syndrome unter the diagnosis. Oh, yeah. Anyways, that's it. That's my little fucking coda. So, hit like, hit bell, and hit your mom. Toodaloo.
Yes, you speak some English.
Son of bitch, shit.
Son of bitch.